Hi, I'm Joe Campanale, and I'm the beverage director and partner of Dell'anima, Lartuzzi, and Anfora, and we're at Anfora Wine Bar. So Producer Night is a very special night. We have a lot of fun with it. It happens every single Tuesday night, and the idea is that we open up a bunch of wine from a single producer so that our guests really get to learn what the producer is all about and taste a wide variety of wines. And whenever we can, we get to have a producer actually be here during that night. Tonight is a very special producer night because we're going to have 3 producers in-house, Movia, Gravner, and Vodopivec. 2 of them are going to be the winemakers. We'll have the winemaker from Movia, Kristancic, and the winemaker from Vodopivec, Paolo Vodopivec. Gravner is the namesake of Anfora. I was really inspired by his work. I was inspired by the fact that he was considered one of Italy's greatest white winemakers, and instead of just resting on his laurels and being the superstar that he deservedly could be, he decided to do something that he really believed in and make natural wines and make them in such a radically different style than anyone else was making. I thought that had just incredible courage. And then to back it up was a truly special and delicious wine. Last September I took a trip to Friuli and I was able to visit all of these guys. But the trip to Gravner was especially illuminating. When I was there, it was late September. Everyone else had harvested, and his grapes were still on the vines, and they were perfect. They were special. It looked like a beautiful manicured garden. It was absolutely beautiful, and I was able to walk through the vineyards with him and his daughter, and they actually invited me to this really wonderful lunch after a vineyard tour and tasting from the Anfora. It was the first time I've ever seen an Anfora actually in a cellar. And you look at the cellar and you're like, where is everything? Where is everything? And then you look down and they're just holes in the ground. And I knew it existed, and I knew what it was about, but I'd never seen it before. When you see it, you really start to understand the magnitude of what it takes to take out your entire cellar and start digging holes and putting these enormous clay pots into the ground. And someone was transferring wine from one Anfora to another, and I got to thinking, how do you go about cleaning it out from vintage to vintage? And he told me, just take a ladder and you climb in that thing. And I thought that was pretty intense, pretty scary. But he invited me to this lunch, and it was just him and his family. But it was somber. It was somber and it was intense, and you got the feeling that he felt that winemaking that style was very important and not to be taken lightly. And he had this real passion, but a serious passion, that it really meant something to him that he was able to make wine in this style. And I wasn't sure if we connected, and then we were through all sorts of through little surprises. I realized that we had, like, even his daughter said that he doesn't really usually invite people to lunch. So, and I didn't think that we were really jiving, but for him it was such a serious thing that it wasn't really lighthearted. And then he showed really great generosity. After lunch, I was going to visit another great producer, Eddie Conte, and my car, they didn't have any GPS left for the cars, and he said, you know what, I'll drive and you just follow me in your car. I said, okay, no problem. I had no idea it was an hour drive to get to Carso, where Eddie Conte is from, Gorizia. And so he took 2 hours out of his day to just drive me to the next producer. So there are these small, subtle, and maybe that one isn't so small, but really important gestures, and it made me realize how important some of the unspoken or smaller things are, especially to him. And the wines are compelling and beautiful. The other interesting thing that I learned is that his hope is to get botrytis every year, which it's something that I never noticed or paid attention to in his wines, and I get it now, but it's an added layer of complexity, and I just thought that was something that was just very interesting.